Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. This is day 3 for me on my challenge. And today we're going to talk about the benefits of overcoming your video fears. Now, I know I shared with you yesterday 3 of the most common video fears that exist. There are a lot more. I didn't want to inundate everybody with every single type of fear that existed. But yesterday we covered the fear of being on camera, which was something that I experienced, and I shared that story with you yesterday. I also suffered from the fear of criticism, which is basically people just sharing their opinion, which technically doesn't mean that much to you and shouldn't mean that much to you. And then the third was the fear of technology, which I know that a lot of people experience. So I talked about that and I gave you a couple little pointers and ideas of how you can overcome them. But today I wanted to just focus on sort of going over those again, but mainly talking about the benefits of overcoming those video fears, because I think everybody would acknowledge if you are experiencing any of these fears, you would recognize that, in fact, it is preventing you from moving forward in your business or from being able to achieve whatever it is that you wanted to achieve in your business. And the reality is that if you are not doing videos, this is 2023, we're about to be in a hot minute in 2024, then you're really missing out on a lot. And I speak from experience as someone who has been in video because I had that fear of being on camera, because I had that fear of the criticism that actually prevented me a lot of times from being comfortable or willing to get out there and start creating content and sharing it with the world. If anyone that is on live wants to let me know that you're here, feel free to do that. I will try to keep the chat here so that I can see it. If you too, whether you're on replay or live, if you have also suffered from or are currently experiencing any kind of video fear, if you could post that so that we can have a little bit of a conversation about it. But if you are seeing this on replay, feel free to still comment and I will respond when I see the comment, because I am obviously, this is my live stream, so I'll know when people comment. But I wanted to also take this moment to share with you something that happened yesterday. So after I did my presentation yesterday, one of the things that I did, I kind of wanted to have 2 windows opened so that I could make sure that I saw the chat if in fact someone was going to be commenting. And for whatever reason, I chose to open up, I have 2 monitors. I decided to open up on another web page, Restream, but I muted that version of it because I have 2 cameras. So it immediately recognized my second camera, which therefore recognized my microphone. And so I thought, oh, I'll just mute myself and I'll turn down or turn off my speaker and all will be well. Well, once I did the presentation, I realized that the audio wasn't the greatest. And I think it was because there was an interaction with the second camera. So because I am a recovering perfectionist, and because I am also recovering from the fear of criticism, I actually contemplated for a good while redoing that presentation and then removing it and uploading the recorded clean version. And then fortunately, I got a hold of my senses and said, Edie, it doesn't matter. It can be heard, but if not, stuff happens. There's just nothing that you can do to control every single situation. So sometimes, you know, you're going to have some sort of a technical faux pas, if you will. And yes, I'm a video person. And yes, I should have known, you know, not to do that. And yes, it did occur to me, but I was like, well, let me just see. And it's not that you can't hear it. It's just that it's not as clean of an audio track as I would have liked it to be. And such is life. So I want to share with you moments where you recognize that if you are confronted with a video fear. You are not the only one. There are a bunch of us that have that fear, and it is quite normal to experience that. But I just don't want you to let that fear prevent you from moving forward and doing whatever it is that you need to do. And there are a number of ways that you can get over those fears, which I shared with you yesterday with regards to those three fears of being shy or being camera shy, and then the criticism and the tech. But today, I want to let you know some of the benefits of if you're able to get over that. And I am a firm believer of just starting where you are. So if you don't have the greatest camera, but you have a smartphone and you can record yourself, just record yourself, just put it out there, because the act of actually doing it makes it a little bit easier and more comfortable for you as you move on. Any person that is currently right now blowing up on social media or blowing up on YouTube started where we were, which was, I don't know what to do. I'm uncomfortable. What if somebody criticizes me? I don't have the right tech. And because they just pushed through those fears and really did all of the things that they needed to do to overcome those fears, they're now maybe not super, super comfortable, but they're more at ease with being on camera. And it just seems effortless when you look at any one of your favorite YouTubers or any of your favorite content creators for any platform, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. All of them started not knowing and at ground zero, unless they were a professional presenter or reporter or news person or an actor. Unless that's your background, we all started in the same space, really uncomfortable being on camera. So being able to overcome these fears will allow you to be visible to your audience. So that means that people are going to find you faster. I know that that happened with me, because if you're not, same with social media, if you're not posting on your social media platforms where your ideal audience is, if you're not creating content on a consistent basis, if you don't have a website, you're invisible. You're not seen by anyone. And also what comes along with the visibility is the ability to engage. So I'm doing a live stream right now. If people come on live and they comment, I'm able to engage with them. But even if they're seeing this on a replay, and I'm talking to you, you replayers, all you need to do is comment, and then I will be able to engage with you in that capacity. So those two things are really crucial, because the visibility gets you seen by your ideal audience. The engagement gets the conversation started. So therefore you're able to find out information about the person that's commenting. So I can find out, for example, with yesterday and today's, what are some of the fears that you are encountering? If it's in regards to the fears that I outlined yesterday, and you commented in reference to one of them, that gives me some insight in learning a little bit more about what your specific fear is and how maybe you have dealt with it, or how it's still preventing you from being able to do what you want to do. And then I can then respond and say, well, have you tried this? Or why don't you do this? Or things of that nature. So that's how the engagement piece of it can work. And that really is a game changer for you. Additionally, creating video content specifically on YouTube can allow you to create a passive income. And I say passive not in like, it's like extra stuff aside from your business, but it's passive in the sense of you don't have to actively work on it, in terms of you're constantly posting promotional posts to market whatever it is. When you are doing your, whether it's a live stream or if it's a pre-recorded video, or even in some instances, if it's shorter videos that you're putting on social media, you can market any product or service that you have. For example, you're seeing a ticker go across. That is my digital course. That is my affordable first level of working with me digital course that costs $97. So I am passively letting people know that because it's going across the ticker. I'm also going to mention it in posts that I'm going to repurpose after this. I'm going to also mention it in the information I'm going to send out to my email list. So you can get passive income from any digital course or small type of service or product that you may have, some other type of digital product. Or, for example, I could be promoting the fact that I am coming to you live via restream.io. So as an affiliate, I can market the fact that I'm using Restream and how great Restream is to allow me to record essentially once. I'm not stressed about, do I have this window open and that window open? I'm right now going live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And I think I can add, I forgot how many more I can add, but I'm not, Twitter or X is not something that I'm interested in. And I think that's the only other one, unless I'm forgetting one. So I could passively talk about whatever it is that the tool that I'm using and let everyone know that, so that if you want to do the same thing, you would be more likely to click on that link, and then I would get an affiliate fee. So that's kind of how the passive income part of it works. So that's really 2 or 3 main things that I wanted you to take away. Once you can conquer that fear and just take baby steps, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't try to be like me yesterday, perfect. If it doesn't work out the first time, that is quite all right. You'll get better with time. I'm challenging myself to go live every day because that's an uncomfortable space for me, is doing lives. Not that I don't want to do lives or that I'm uncomfortable when I go live. My fear is on perfectionism because I think that I need to set everything up and market for like days and days and days leading up, and everything needs to be this big production. And when I realized that I didn't need to do that and that I could wing it and just go live, either with, maybe today I did 30 minutes notice. I sent out a post and I said, join me in 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes as I go live. So I'll do that. Maybe I'll give for tomorrow's, maybe I'll give, I'll post something today. Who knows? But for the most part, I just go live when I'm ready. And if people join me live, great. If they don't, I know that they'll see the replay, and I know that it's content that I have that's available for me to share with my audience. So don't overthink it. Start where you are and just get started. Because if you really spend an inordinate amount of time trying to make sure that everything is lined up like I was doing, it's not going to happen. I started off, 2023 was my year for me to do a live stream every 2 weeks. And I did it for, thank you, Hare. I did it for 4 months. I think I did it for 4 or 5 months straight. And then it became daunting. I was trying to juggle that and do everything else that I needed to do in my business. And so it then fell off during the summer. So this is just a mission for me to challenge myself to be able to just be comfortable going live and not being ultra prepared. And so for me, it's working. And so I plan on doing this until the end of the month. But then after that, I'm probably going to settle in on just once a week, just so that it will be a little bit easier for me to start doing that. So if you are a beginner and this is your first time really considering doing videos, then I highly recommend that you do live streams, as strange as that may seem. I think that that's the easiest way for anyone to get comfortable doing videos. And then once you've done that a couple of times, then you can also try, I think yesterday I talked about doing it on your video, just doing a really short video and posting it. And if you want, just post it for family and friends to see it, because you know that they're going to go easy on you. Or even prepare them and say, look, I'm trying this, I'm experimenting with this. What do you think? But don't really get obsessed with the feedback that you're going to get. because truth be told, anybody that knows you is going to be supportive, because they're going to be like, oh my God, you could do that. I couldn't even think of doing that. So they're going to be ultra impressed by the fact that you're doing it. So just start, just hit that record button, as daunting and as scary as it is. And I know that it is, because I felt that way as well. And it does get better with time the more that you do it. Also, like me, don't let the perfectionistic aspect of what you do get the better of you. Because I think for a lot of people, especially if you're doing this for your business, you want everything to just be lined up perfectly. And you want to make sure that you come off as professional as possible, that you sound smooth, like that there's no moments where you're like, debating or thinking about what you're saying, or you don't want to stumble. That's not human. We are human beings, and we stumble, we make mistakes, we misspeak. Right now I'm doing this live stream. Essentially, you would think off the cuff, but I have notes in front of me so that I can keep track of what I want to talk about, because there's a set amount of time that I want to do these live streams for. And I'm averaging about 20 minutes. And that's what I want to do, so that I'm not boring you to tears. I'm giving you really constructive information that, in my hope, is beneficial and helpful to you. So I want you to be able to get over those fears and just start where you are. Start small. Just start, because if you don't, you're just going to put it off and put it off and put it off. And before you know it, years will have gone by and you didn't do anything. And today is the time to really get on board with creating videos, because it is now a necessity in your business, as opposed to, not even 5 years ago, probably closer to 10 years ago, it was optional. You could say, well, yeah, I don't really need to do it. And I misspoke yesterday. I said that at the time when I was doing video, Facebook, Instagram didn't exist at that time, and they did exist. So I misspoke, but I just wanted to correct that. So trust me, your audience is waiting for you. They really need to hear what you have to offer and what you have to share, because you're the only person that they can learn from. And I shared with you yesterday why that was. So I won't bore you to tears repeating that again. But anyway, if you do have any questions, thank you for commenting. Thank you for being on live with me. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Even if you're seeing this on the replay, I will respond to you. And do share if you have any fears. Like I mentioned earlier and yesterday, the fears that I covered were being camera shy, or a fear of being on camera, fear of criticism, and a fear of technology. So if there is anything else, and I think I touched a little bit on imposter syndrome, and I'll talk some more about that in later days. But just let me know what you are fearful of, so that we can discuss it and hopefully come to a conclusion of how we can help you. All right. So thanks everyone for popping in. I thank you so very much. Let me know what you are dealing with when it comes to video, because my goal is to help you embrace YouTube and to embrace video, so that you can get seen and get found by your ideal audience. So until tomorrow, and tomorrow I think I have to look at my calendar. I think tomorrow is slated for the same time at noon. So I will try to remember to actually post a reminder on LinkedIn, at least anyway. And I hope to see you then. And I forgot what's our topic for tomorrow? Tomorrow might be tips for overcoming your video fears. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.